Ever since our passion for cacti began over 30 years ago, we soon began to focus on the wonderful genus Echinocereus on our numerous trips to natural habitats in Mexico and the United States. It soon became clear that visits to plants and locations alone would not quench our thirst for information. To document the diversity, the hybrid Echinocereus xlloydii was one of our main focus within the last years. The region we studied covers in total area of about 400 square kilometers to the east of Fort Stockton in Pecos County in Texas. Our study area covered 26 kilometers from west to east and 16 kilometers from north to south, which is divided by the Interstate 10. We have deliberately placed great importance in obtaining a full view of larger contiguous areas to get a factually correct evaluation of currently known marginal populations and freely accessible small locations along public roads. Almost all plants grow at an altitude between 760 meters and 900 meters, which is characterized by flat landscapes with shrubs. Plant density is highly variable, ranging from an average of 2.5 plants up to 40 individuals per 100 square meters. In total, only 50% of the whole area is populated with specimens of the xlloydii. The first description of Echinocereus xlloydii was published as Echinocereus xlloydii by Britton and Rose in 1922 in their third volume of the Cactaceae, based on a collection by F. E. Lloyd made in 1909. When published, the type location near Tuna Springs was already the subject of much debate, because Tuna Springs was not listed on available maps as a town or city, and consequently it was impossible to find and extract plants for the plant trade. Looking at this publication, which was not very detailed, we initially had to look for a plant matching this description. Stems in clusters of 6 or more, very stout, 20 to 25 centimeters high, 10 centimeters in diameter, bright green, ribs 11, about 3 centimeters apart, nearly straight, areoles 15 millimeters apart, rather large, circular, somewhat woolly when young, spines rather short, about 10 millimeters long, wine-colored, paler at base, radial spines 14, centrals 4 to 6, nearly erect, flowers large, 8 centimeters long, reddish-purple, areoles on the ovary-bearing clusters of reddish spines, stigma lobes numerous, perianth segments narrowly obovate, obtuse or obtuse-ish. In comparison to E. Acanthus, which is also well distributed in this area and nowadays often synonymized with E. xlloydii, it was soon clear to us what the typical characteristics for E. xlloydii should be. Simply, they should be plants which have a sparse, more open spination, with fewer radial and central spines, significantly lower numbers of ribs, and also smaller flowers, and thus more closely resembling the morphological parent E. coccineus rather than the more densely spined E. acanthus. Based on our studies, we can report now that E. xlloydii is currently a relatively stable hybrid population in terms of the essential morphological characters, which can be described as follows. Plants growing erect, solitary and in groups up to 30 stems, diameter of stems up to 10 centimeters, height up to 25 centimeters, diameter of groups up to 40 centimeters, epidermis green to gray-green, number of ribs 11 to 13, on certain individuals only 10 or up to 14, areoles oval to round, number of radial spines 13 to 17, up to 15 millimeters long, white to gray, dark-tipped, oppressed to slightly spreading, central spines 4 to 6, up to 14 millimeters long, white to gray and also dark-tipped, partially gray to gray-brown, spreading, flowers funnel to cup-shaped, 40 to 85 millimeters long and 40 to 85 millimeters in diameter. Flower colors white, yellow to orange, red or light to dark magenta and in all color variations in between. Ground color of flower mostly yellowish to bright green or uniform, in isolated cases dark green. Number of spines on ovary 11 to 15, stigma lobes 11 to 16, green, pollen and anthers yellow, if available. Fruit oval to round, green, red brownish, bright red to red, pulp color white to bright magenta, seed 1.2 to 1.5 millimeters, black.